With Natalie Wadley from Changemaker3D. Fantastic 3D printing buildings, fascinating.
Yeah, thank you very much. We're really delighted to be part of the BCIMO and the Clean Futures Accelerator, which has given us the opportunity to 3D print the first toilet pod for the rail industry.
Fascinating first building to print, and TFW much behind us as well.
Yeah, they kick-started the whole concept with us. They understand how much welfare facilities are important for customers, and they really wanted to use this as an area for innovation and sustainability. So they funded the design part of the process, and then Clean Futures have been able to help fund the construction and the printing.
It's a fascinating building to look at because it's not a smooth finish to it. It's almost like stripes of toothpaste, isn't it? Is one way of looking at it. And it's got curves in it as well, which is possibly to do with strength as well. Most people who are familiar with 3D printing are familiar with quite small things that are done in a machine. You can't see what it's done until it comes out. What's the process for 3D printing a building of that size?
So you use a quick drying concrete or a mortar, and in simple terms, it's like ice in a cake. It's really fast setting. It pipes out of the end of a large robot, which is a bit like the size of a mini digger, and it's on tracks so it can move around. And really, you just have a design programmed into the robot's kind of like engine, like the front end of it. The robot then knows where to print and where to place the material, and it's very quick. So the robot moves at about 0.5 metre a second, laying down the material that sets in 3 minutes. So it's very quick.
So virtually by the time it gets round, it can put some more on.
That's exactly it. So the material itself layers up and it's self-supporting, and it's a lower carbon material that's produced by Cybe Construction, one of our delivery partners.
What have you got out of the programme and Cohort 1 and working with other people on these things?
We just wouldn't have been able to do the toilet pod without it, really. We needed the funding, but more importantly, we needed the space to come and to really understand how to put together the pod in a rail environment, but in a supportive environment as well, where we could trial and test and innovate, because this is the nature of what we're doing. It's a first. There's no plan for it. We've had to figure out a lot of the ways that the material and the traditional things like the roofs, the doors, the fittings, how do they go onto curves? You know, what does that look like? How do we manage damp proofing and solar energy onto the roof? So we've had to ask all those questions along the way.
How scalable is it to producing larger buildings and buildings in greater quantity?
So in the UK, we haven't yet, we or anybody else hasn't yet printed on a larger scale, but there are in other countries, particularly America and Europe, large gantry robots that allow for huge scale, you know, entire office blocks maybe, that can be printed in a very similar way with the quick drying material, and that's something that we're really keen to push forward in our scale up as a business, so that we can look at maybe stations or station extensions in the rail industry.
And what have you found about today? I found it fascinating, and as I've said to other people, it's been interesting that people have been looking into different aspects of the same thing. What have you got out of the cohort and what have you got out of today?
I think this is just a real celebration day. 18 months ago, this was a concept. Today, we're stood by a built pod. You know, that is, for me, without question, a demonstration that anything is possible. And it's not been done independently. We've had incredible delivery partners, VGC, Bailey Garner, Axter providing materials. Everybody has wanted to get behind it, a bit like a DIY SOS. And that, for me, is what this is about. It's about the people, it's about the industry coming together and being really proud to champion UK innovation.
And it's an eye-catching building as well. It's a quirky-looking building. And you can see, because of the striated form of it as it goes around, you can get some idea of how it was formed.
So we took design inspiration from nature. The curved walls, the shapes on the walls, they are mimicking like tree bark, because we wanted to have a structure that combines some of the wooden features that you can see and really show how we're conscious of nature all the way through our design and all the way through our company.
Natalie Wadley from Changemaker3D, thank you very much.
Thank you.